Welcome to Damn Weird. And in this, I'm going to attempt to organize my collective thoughts on various unusual events and things and people that have occurred and things I've studied. Just a way to organize them here onto YouTube for me. Now we're going to start with some of the easier things, simply because we need kind of a foundation for our studies, for something to look at. These are things that maybe shouldn't exist, but do.
The strongest theory for this is actually a dog, although a new feral species of dog that needs further study on its own. Besides that, don't you think a dog being called a chupacabra is going to negatively impact this animal's existence or even further study? Let's just rename this later identified creature, not improperly label it as something else earlier reported. And I state a new type of dog because dogs have been attacking chickens and goats for years there. People have seen what it looks like. This is something different. It could still be a dog, but one with different habits on its dining or its hunting. This group's of descriptions of the chupacabra, as I'm breaking it down, is a strange breed of a wild dog. This form is mostly hairless, may have mange, and has a pronounced spinal ridge, unusually pronounced eye sockets, fangs, and claws. Unlike conventional predators, the chupacabra is said to drain all of the animal's blood and sometimes organs, usually through 3 holes in the shape of an upside-down triangle, or through one of the 2 holes. Puerto Rican authorities maintain that the deaths were due to attacks from groups of stray dogs or other exotic animals, such as panthers, illegally introduced into the island's territory. In late October 2010, University of Michigan biologist Barry O'Connor concluded that all the chupacabra reports in the United States were simply coyotes infected with parasite Sarcoptes scabiei, whose symptoms would explain most of the features of the chupacabra. They would be left with little fur, thickened skin, and a rank odor. O'Connor theorized the attacks on goats occurred because these animals are greatly weakened. They're going to have a hard time hunting, so they may be forced into attacking livestock because it's easier than running down a rabbit or a deer. Although several witnesses come to the conclusion that the attacks could not be the work of dogs or coyotes, because they had not eaten the victim. This conclusion is incorrect though. Both dogs and coyotes can kill and not consume their prey, either because they are inexperienced or due to injury or difficulty in killing. Possibly its illness could leave it unable to hunt as it normally would and even has to change how, not only what. The prey can survive the attack and die afterwards from internal bleeding or circulatory shock. The presence of 2 holes in the neck, corresponding with the canine teeth, are to be expected since this is the only way that most land carnivores have to catch their prey. There are reports of stray Mexican hairless dogs being mistaken for chupacabras. While I do find these dogs creepy, I once again think the locals could identify a Mexican hairless dog. I have never looked at a poodle and said, "Is that an ape?" During the first year, more than 200 reports were made in Puerto Rico. In June 2004, a rancher near San Antonio, Texas, killed a hairless dog-like creature which was attacking the livestock. The animal, intentionally given the name El Menorf beast, was later determined by DNA assay conducted on the University of California to be a coyote with a demoderic or sarcopetic mange. In October 2004, 2 more carcasses were found in the same area. Biologists in Texas examined the samples for the 2 carcasses and determined they were also coyotes suffering from very severe cases of mange. In Coleman, Texas, a farmer named Reggie Legao caught an animal in a trap he set up after the deaths of a number of his chickens and turkeys. The animal was described as resembling a mix of a hairless dog, rat, and kangaroo. The gal provided the animal to the Texas parks and wildlife officials for identification. September 17, 2006, phone interview with John Aldolfi, founder of the Lost World Museum, that the critter was caught on Tuesday and was thrown out in Thursday's trash. In mid-August 2006, Michelle O'Donnell of Turner, Maine, described an evil-looking rodent-like animal with fangs that had been found dead alongside a road. The animal was apparently struck by a car and was unidentifiable. A lot of time dogs are struck by cars, they are. Photographs were taken, and the witnesses' reports seem to be in relatively agreement that the creature was canine in appearance, but in widely published photos seemed unlike any dog or wolf of the area. Photos from other angles seem to show a Chow or Akita mixed breed dog. It was reported that the carcass was picked clean by vultures before experts could examine it. For years, residents of Maine have reported a mysterious creature and a string of dog mauling. In May 2007, a series of reports on National Columbia News reported more than 300 dead sheep in a region of Boyaca and the capture of the possible specimen to be analyzed by zoologists at the National University of Columbia. In August 2007, Phyllis Canyon found 3 animals in Sorrento, Texas. She and her neighbors reported to have discovered 3 strange animal carcasses outside Canyon's property. She took the photographs of the carcasses and preserved the head of one of them in a freezer before turning it over for DNA analysis. Canyon reported that nearly 30 chickens on her farm had been accentuated over a period of years, a factor which led her to connect the carcasses with the Chupacabra legend. State mammalogist John Young estimated that the animal in Canyon's pictures was a gray fox, suffering from an extreme case of mange. In November 2007, biologist researchers at Texas State University San Marcos determined from DNA samples that the suspicious animal was a coyote. The coyote, however, had grayish-blue, mostly hairless skin and large fanged teeth, attributes which caused it to appear different from normal coyotes. Additional skin samples were taken to attempt to determine the cause of the hair loss. On January 11, 2008, a sighting was reported at the province of Capiz in the Philippines. Some of the residents from the barangay believed that it was the chupacabra that killed 8 chickens. The owner of the chickens saw a dog-like animal attacking the chickens. On August 8, 2008, a DeWitt County deputy, Brandon Radell, filmed an unidentifiable animal along back roads near Sorrento, Texas. On his dashboard camera, the animal was about the size of a coyote, but was hairless with a long snout, short front legs, and long back legs. However, Ryder's boss, Sheriff Jody Zaveski, believed it may be the same species of coyotes identified by Texas State University San Marcos researchers in November 2007. The video footage was shown on an April 2011 episode of the sci-fi television series Fact or Faked, Paranormal Files, where an investigative team tried to recreate the dashboard video footage using a miniature horse, Mexican hairless dog, both which were bred locally. Neither test animal matched the creature of the video. The team had also tested DNA sample taken from an alleged carcass of one of the creatures and found by a local rancher, and later identified it as being a hybrid wolf-coyote. In September 2009, CNN aired a report showing close-up video footage of an identified dead animal. The same CNN report stated the locals have begun speculating the possibility that this might be a chupacabra. A Blanco, Texas taxidermist reported that he received the body from a former student whose cousin had discovered the animal in his barn, where it had succumbed to a poison left out for rodents. The taxidermist expressed his belief that this is a genetically mutated coyote. On September 18, 2009, taxidermist Jerry Ayer sold the Blanco, Texas chupacabra to the Lost Worlds Museum. The museum, as reported in the Syracuse Post-Standard on September 26, 2009, is placing the creature on display as it works with the unnamed university to have the remains tested. In July 2010, there were reports of chupacabras being shot dead by animal control officers in Hood County, Texas. The second creature was also reportedly spotted and killed several miles away. However, an officer of Hood County Animal Control said Texas A&M University scientists conducted tests identifying the corpses as a coyote-dog hybrid with signs of mange and internal parasites. The second reported chupacabra, shot July 9th around 8 miles south of Crescent, was eaten by vultures before it could be taken for testing. On December 18, 2010, in Nelson County, Kentucky, Mark Cothran shot and killed an animal that he could not recognize and feared. Many pictures of the chupacabra were taken, and the story was well documented by various news organizations. Cothran's described the creature as having large eyes, whiskers, a long tail, about the size of a house cat. Cothran says he spoke with the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources and handed over the preserved animal for further analysis. On July 4, 2011, Jack Crabtree of Lake Jackson, Texas, reported seeing a chupacabra in his backyard. At first, Crabtree stood firm on the original theory of the chupacabra, but after local newspapers and several media reporters wrote the story on July 11th, he quickly backed down, agreeing with wildlife experts that it was most likely a coyote with mange. It was a spoof, a practical joke, Crabtree said. I really didn't believe it. This story appeared on CNN as well as MSNBC on July 15, 2011. Local authorities caught what Crabtree saw. Experts confirmed that the animal was definitely a coyote with mange. On September 17, 2013, a Fox 2 news affiliate in St. Louis, Missouri, posted on its website a report of 2 sightings. In the first, a woman spotted a small gray dog-like animal near the front gate of an old Lake Hill Speedway in St. Louis. A week previously, a hunter claimed to have killed a chupacabra while coon hunting. The Mississippi Department of Wildlife said that it was a dog with mange. In October 2013, WOWT News in Omaha reported that 2 Nebraska Departments of Road employees claimed to have spotted chupacabras just outside Blair, Nebraska. The individuals took photos of the animals, and they described them as 4-legged Dracula and a scrawny, scraggly thing. The animal had no hair, looked skinny and weak. Later, the directors of animal health at the Henry Doorly Zoo in Omaha, Nebraska identified the animal as a coyote. A Texan couple who resides in a ranch in Victoria County informed the media that they had shot and killed a chupacabra on their property during the evening of February 23, 2014. A wildlife biologist with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Organization also spoke with the media and stated, "I've seen squirrels, raccoons, and coyotes in the area with the same features. They're chupacabra, a mythical creature that most people see, and what is really sarcotic mange, which is caused by a mite that bites the animal, and it can be on any mammal, dogs, cats, coyotes, foxes, and humans can get another version as well." On April 3, 2014, a Texas couple claimed to have captured chupacabra in Ratcliffe, Texas. In March 29, 2014, Live Signs' Benjamin Radford suggested the animal was a raccoon suffering from sarcoptic mange. One alleged chupacabra was killed in Nicaragua and was examined by scientists of the Autonomous National University of Nicaragua. When the scientists revealed that the carcass was that of a common dog, they were met with skepticism and derision. Nobody wants to read a story with a headline, "Chupacabra turns out to be Chihuahua." Most scientists who have looked into alleged chupacabra sightings or findings agree that the creatures are quite terrestrial canines, often coyotes suffering from mange. An increase in cases of mange is attributed to global warming. Mange is nature's way of saying, take off your coat. In August, an eyewitness, Madeline Tortino, reported seeing creatures in a Puerto Rican town of Canovanas, where as many as 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed. In this one, you'd think a pack of feral dogs large enough for this sort of killing would be easy to find. In summary, most of these cases of chupacabra are probably actually feral dogs, not chupacabra. But this does not discount those few cases when what was seen was not a feral dog. The problem I find commonly with cryptozoologists is in its rush to gather info, like a student cramming for a test, they commonly weaken their own cases. Then the skeptic just has to pull one thread. Say photos of this dog was labeled by experts as a chupacabra, and it all fails. Most of the amazing new batch of feral dogs and animals, some diseases and some not, that at least need medical attention and study. It's cool and all, but it's an invasive species. Maybe if it was not called a chupacabra, it would actually get scientific and medical help. But do keep in mind, this doesn't fit for all chupacabra sightings. Thank you.